This video is for educational purposes. Makati is a highly urbanized city in the national capital region of the Philippines. Makati is the financial center of the Philippines. It has the highest concentration of multinational and local corporations in the country. Major banks, corporations, department stores as well as foreign embassies are based in Makati. Makati is also known for being a major cultural and entertainment hub in Metro Manila. According to the 2020 census, it had a population of 629,616 people, making it as the 47th most populous city in the country and ranked as the 41st most densely populated city in the world with 19,336 inhabitants per square kilometer or 50,080 inhabitants per square mile. In 2023, 10 eastern barangays were removed from Makati's jurisdiction as a result of the Makati-Taguig boundary dispute ruling, resulting in a reduction of the city's population to 292,743. Although its population was just above 500,000, the daytime population of the city is estimated to be more than 3 million during a typical working day because of the large number of people who go to the city to work, shop, and do business. Kindly subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends and families. The name of Makati originates from its earlier name during the Spanish colonial period, San Pedro Makati. The first part of the name comes from Spanish for Saint Peter, the then town's patron saint, while the second part comes from Tagalog Makati, from Kati, meaning of the low tide or of the ebb tide. Parts of the city were once subject to the pre-Hispanic kingdom of Namayan, whose capital is now in the Santa Ana district of Manila. While under the jurisdiction of the Franciscan friars during the 17th century, it was established as a town on June 1, 1670 under the name San Pedro Makati out of the southern barangays of the then town of Santa Ana. The nearby Nuestra Señora de Gracia Church welcomed an image of the Virgin Mary and devotees from Mexico, and one person from a family in Makati, the Montes de Oca family, produced Isidoro Montes de Oca, who became pivotal in the Mexican War of Independence against Spain. In 1851, Don José Bonifacio Roxas, an ancestor of the Zobel de Ayala family, purchased the Jesuit estate of Hacienda San Pedro de Makati for 52,800 pesos. Since then, the development of Makati has remained linked with the Zobel de Ayala family and their company, Ayala Corporation. In 1890, San Pedro de Makati was proclaimed as a public town of the then Manila province. In 1901, Makati was incorporated into the newly established province of Rizal. On February 28, 1914, the name of the town was shortened to its present name of Makati, by virtue of Philippine Legislature Act No. 2390. On January 1, 1942, Makati was one of the municipalities of Rizal merged alongside Manila and Quezon City to form the city of Greater Manila as an emergency measure by President Manuel L. de Quezon. It regained its pre-war status as a municipality of Rizal when the city of Greater Manila was dissolved by President Sergio Osmeña effective August 1, 1945. After the destruction that the Second World War brought upon Manila, and the subsequent closure of Nielsen Field, the town grew rapidly, and real estate values boomed. The first of the planned communities, in what are now the barangays Forbes Park, Urdaneta, San Lorenzo and Bel Air, were established in the 1950s with the efforts of its landowner, Ayala y Compañía. At the same time, Fort McKinley, then renamed Fort Bonifacio, and the then Philippine Army headquarters, became the starting point for the building up of 7 more communities by military families who worked in the base area. The first office buildings were built on what is now the Makati Central Business District, CBD. Since the late 1960s, Makati has transformed into the financial and commercial capital of the country. In December 1972, 2 barangays were established within the eastern part of Makati, Post Proper Northside and Post Proper Southside. On November 7, 1975, Makati was separated from Rizal Province to become part of the National Capital Region as a component municipality. Makati was the setting of what is believed to be the single biggest case of involuntary disappearance during martial law, the case of the Southern Tagalog 10 activists from the nearby Southern Tagalog region, mostly in their 20s, who were abducted in late July 1977 at the Makati Medical Center. Following the assassination of opposition Senator Benigno Aquino Jr. on August 21, 1983, Makati became a nexus for protests against the dictatorship of President Ferdinand Marcos. Known as the Confetti Revolution, the demonstrations held in the Central Business District were led partly by employees of major corporations based in the area, culminating in the 1986 People Power Revolution that toppled Marcos's 20-year authoritarian regime. His political rival and successor, Corazon Aquino, the wife of the deceased Senator Aquino, became the 11th and first female president of the Philippines. In January 1986, Fort Bonifacio and the Embo barangays of Chembo, South Chembo, West Rembo, East Rembo, Camembo, Pembo and Patogo were transferred to the control of Makati. After Mayor Nemesio Yabat succumbed to an illness on February 25, 1986, coinciding with the last day of the People Power Revolution, Aquino appointed Jojomar Binay as acting mayor of the town of Makati 2 days later. He was subsequently elected as mayor in 1988. On January 2, 1995, President Fidel V. Ramos signed Republic Act No. 7854, making Makati the 7th city in Metro Manila. The law was approved by a plebiscite 1 month later, on February 2, 1995, by majority of voters. On May 17, 2000, at 5:02 p.m. Philippine time, the Glorieta Mall located inside the Ayala Center was bombed, injuring 13 persons. According to local authorities, the homemade bomb originated from the restroom of a restaurant and affected an adjacent video arcade. The bombing was said to be the precursor of the May 21, 2000 SM Megamall bombing and the Rizal Day bombings. On October 19, 2007, an explosion in Glorieta 2 left 11 people dead and injured more than 100. Initially, authorities said that it was caused by a liquefied petroleum gas explosion at a restaurant, but later began investigating the possibility that the explosion may have been a C-4 bomb. Makati lost the territorial dispute with Taguig in April 2022, which was ruled with finality a year later in April 2023. The city lost 10 barangays to Taguig, thus losing an estimated 300,000 people from its population. Because of Taguig's territorial takeover, Makati's 2nd district, which has 3 barangays remaining in the city, is put into limbo as it does not meet the constitutional requirement of 250,000 people and may be reduced back to a single congressional district. But pending legislation, the status quo of its existence is expected to prevail. Makati is located within the circle of 1440° N and 121.3° E right at the center of Metro Manila. The city is bounded on the north by the Pasig River, facing Mandaluyong, on the east by Taguig, on the southwest by Pasay, and on the northwest by the city of Manila. Makati has a total land area of 21.57 square kilometers, 8.33 square miles. Its territory also surrounds the Manila South Cemetery, an exclave of San Andres district of Manila. Since November 2023, Makati is divided into 23 barangays, the smallest local government units, which handle governance in a much smaller area. These barangays are grouped into 2 congressional districts where each district is represented by a congressman in the country's House of Representatives. Thank you for watching this video. Kindly subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends and families. See you in the next one.